Hello everyone. In today's session of the Postman API testing series, we will continue with session 7.
If you haven't watched the previous videos in this playlist, I recommend doing so before continuing with this session. Your support is crucial, so if you find the video helpful, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to watch the video till the end for a comprehensive understanding.
Let's kick off today's session. To deeply understand test scripts, we will create some test cases and document them in Notepad. First, let's open this demo website and take the initial GET request. Here, we can examine the endpoint, response code, and response body.
Now, in Notepad, we'll start writing the test cases. Begin by writing the URL here.
We can obtain this URL from the website by clicking on the endpoint and copying it.
The first test case is to verify the response code of the API. The pass condition for this test case should be a 200 response code.
Now, let's copy the URL from here. In Postman, let's create a new request.
Click on the three dots, add a request, and name it test case 1.
Paste the URL and choose the request type as GET. Next, send the request and check the response. After that, we can proceed to write the script for it. Here, we can observe that the response is 200.
Now, let's proceed to write the script to validate this response.
Click on the Tests tab, and we will write our script here. The script should be written inside square brackets, and within double quotes, we will include the message. For example, the message is check for response code, followed by the condition, responsecode.code == 200.
Let's save this request and check the response.
Upon sending the request, we can see the response and the test results. It shows a pass status. To confirm, we can check the console as well.
Click on the console, clear it, and then send the request again. The console will display the sequence of actions, including the collection level pre-request sent, response received, and the execution of the collection level test script. Let's proceed to write another test case. Open Notepad, and for the second test case, we aim to validate any key or value as Michael in the response body.
We will inspect the response body to find this key or value.
For instance, in Postman, we can see that ID is a key with the corresponding value.
Additionally, the first name is Michael. To check if any key or value is Michael, we will write a test case with the statement as displayed on the screen.
That is, tests inside square brackets and inside double quotes give a message.
I'm providing the message as string match.
Once we close the square bracket, it is equal to response_body.has and we write the string we have to search. Now, our tests are complete.
Send the request again and check the response. Now, we've written 2 test cases, right?
I will click on the test results section, and I can see that both tests have passed.
Whatever message we provided while writing the script will be printed here.
Now, what I will do is instead of Michael, I will write Jayaprakash and send the request.
We can see that now the test fails because there is no name found as Jayaprakash. Now, instead of a name, I will use a key.
I will just give the string his first name and send the request.
Guess what will happen now?
Even now, it passes because whatever is in the response body, if that is matched, it will show as a pass. Now, we will write our third test case. The third test case is to validate the value of the key ID as 8 for Lindsay from the JSON response.
Here, we are aiming to validate the key as 8 for Lindsay.
Lindsay's ID should be 8, and we have to confirm this from the JSON response. In Postman, we can observe the response.
The data section contains multiple records, each enclosed in curly braces. Each record has a unique ID. For example, the first record shows the ID as 7 with the first name as Michael.
Now, in the next record, the ID should be 8 for Lindsay.
The ID is the key here. If Lindsay's ID is 8, the test case will pass, otherwise, it will fail.
To write the test case, firstly, we need to parse this response and store it in one variable.
For that, we will create a variable named var, and the variable name is JSON response, using the syntax JSON response equals json.parse response body. Now, we will write the script inside square brackets. Inside double quotes, I will provide a description such as check for the ID of Lindsay. The condition will be JSON response.data 1.id equals 8. We use an index of 1 because in the response, the Lindsay record is the second entry. Finally, we will send this and check the response. Here we can see the test results. All 3 test cases have passed. For example, if instead of Lindsay's ID being 8, it is given as 7, what will happen? The ID 7 corresponds to Michael, so now our test case will fail. I will send this, and in response, 1 test case has failed. The reason it failed is because we set the ID as 7. Now, again, I will correct it and keep it as 8, and the response is fine now. Now, let's write the 4th test case, which checks for the value of the key, last name of Michael, as Lawson from the JSON response. Here, we are validating whether Michael's last name is Lawson or not. Let's go back to Postman and write the test case. In the response, we can see that the first name is Michael, and the last name is Lawson. Also, observe that Michael is our 0 index record. Now, we will use the last created variable itself. In the tests, open square brackets and double quotes, and write the description. I will write it as check Michael's last name as Lawson. The condition will be JSON response.data 0.lastname equals Lawson. Now, we will send this and check the response. Here, our test results show a pass status. We created 4 test cases, and all of them passed. Like this, we can write test cases. Now we will learn how we can create a variable using the test script. Here, we will create an environment variable. Currently, I am in the QA environment, as we have discussed in previous sessions. I will open this QA environment by clicking on this icon, Environment Quick Lookup. Here is the QA environment. We can add any environment and remove any environment. I will close this now. To create a variable using the test script, we will make use of the PM object. The PM object allows us to access information about the request being sent, the response received, and the variables in Postman. The PM object tracks these activities. Our statement is pm.environment.set. Here, inside the brackets, we have to give the key and value. I will give the key as val1 and the value as testvar. What will happen now? Once we execute this, it will create a new variable in the QA environment. Now, we will send this. So now, we will open the QA environment and see that one new variable is created here. Like this, we can create environment variables using the test script. As of now, we have created a new variable. If we want to fetch an existing one and print it in the console, how can we do that? For example, I will open the QA environment here. Now, I have to print this QA URL. For that, we will write the statement pm.environment.get. Inside the brackets, we provide the name of the variable, which is QA URL. Now, we have to print this in the console, so we will write this full statement in console.log. Now, I will open the console, let's clear it once, and send the request. Now we can see here in the console that the variable is printed. So, we can write variables and read variables using the test script. Now, let's retrieve a global variable once. We will write console. Log and inside that pm.globals.get and the variable name. Now, whatever is there in the global variable will be printed. I will execute that and check the console. See, that is also printed successfully. Okay, now it's time to wind up this session. We learned about pre-request and test scripts briefly in this session. If you like this video, share it with your friends, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for regular video upload updates. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.